So at what point should the U.S. conclude, and its partners conclude, that that diplomacy has failed? In other words, what should the red line be? Is it hitting this threshold point? Is it somewhere short of that? Is it somewhere after that? And how does a president know?
It's probably, I think, the move to highly enriched uranium, HEU. When they start producing large amounts of that, or they kick out all of the inspectors, the IAEA, or if we discover that there are secret facilities that we do not now today know about that are producing HEU, that's probably the point.
Well, I would disagree in the sense that these things may happen. Iran may continue forward with its nuclear ambitions. But ultimately, I would go back to the original argument that I made, that if we bomb Iran, this is not a one-off. 2 or 3 years from now, Iran is going to reconvene its nuclear program, and it's going to do so underground. It's going to kick out all inspectors. And then what are we going to do? We're going to have to bomb sites which we don't know where they exist. Essentially, we're going to have to send in troops. And then we're talking about a full-blown war with Iran. Are you guys prepared to fight a full-blown war?
Well, I don't know why you put it that way, Kareem. Martin reminded us how comparatively weak Iran is compared to the United States. And so if we bomb and do wholesale damage to its nuclear weapons program, then the clock starts running on the next round. And I don't see any reason to assume that technologically, Iran is going to beat us in the next round. That is, they will be trying to find new ways to fortify and hide and what have you their rebuilt nuclear weapons program, if in fact they do attempt to rebuild it. And we, in turn, will move forward with developing better bunker-busting bombs or whatever else we need, and with additional intelligence to find out where those things are and to have the capability to hit them. So it doesn't make any sense to assume what?
It's a perpetual war. Is your description.
Why are you making the assumption that they will, after being hit once, rebuild? One can make that guess, but remember, when the Israelis hit Saddam Hussein's nuclear reactor, he, in response, did not strike Israel.
But he did rebuild, and he took it underground, and then we discovered during the Iraq War that he actually almost had a nuclear weapon.
When they hit,
and we didn't know anything about it.
When they hit Al-Kibar, there was no Syrian reaction. When we largely destroyed the Iranian Navy in 1983, there was no Iranian reaction. If you are right that they're not suicidal, they're not going to want a war with the United States, even in response to a strike against their nuclear facility.
Well, I think they've got a lot of other options, though.
Well, sure they do.
They have a terrorist option. As you know, they have a global terrorist network that is probably far more effective than Al-Qaeda. They have the ability to disrupt shipping in the Straits of Hormuz, which, as Karim said, will drive the price of oil up at a particularly sensitive moment for the global economy. They have the option of unleashing Hezbollah rocket attacks on Israel, which could trigger an Arab-Israeli conflagration. So, you know, there are lots of ways in which they can respond other than attacking the United States.
Yes, but that argument cuts two ways. I'm sorry. That argument cuts two ways, Martin, because we've heard it said by you and others that, well, if we do this to Iran, then they have many ways to inflict pain on us, which no doubt they do. But those same ways also, those same abilities to inflict pain on us also raise the question of how much more ability they will have to inflict pain on us if they have in their possession a nuclear weapon. Not necessarily by launching a first strike against the U.S., but everything that they might do in Lebanon, in Gaza, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, wherever you would have it, any place in the region, in Bahrain and so on, it comes in a whole new calculus, which is they are a nuclear weapons power. And we will be constrained from defending our own interests because they will have much more that they can do at that point to cause us pain.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think we still have equal ability to counter the kinds of things that they've been doing, and we actually probably have greater capability because if they acquire nuclear weapons, the threat that they will pose to the other countries in the region will lead them to be they're already far more concerned about Iran now than they are about Israel. And so, you know, their ability to interfere, they may become more bold, but it creates an equal and opposite reaction in terms of...
It may, but if the Arab states look at Iran growing in power and see that what the United States has done to prevent it from going nuclear is nothing or something that failed, it's not at all clear that they will then further side with the United States against Iran. They may appease Iran.
Well, you're right. That is a theoretical possibility. But in fact, they are now asking us to come in and build up their defenses against Iran. Our arrangements in the Gulf now are becoming far more robust, precisely because of the opposite of what you think. They fear Iran more, and they look to us to protect them.